Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a mid-year catch up on my notebooks to kind of show what worked, what didn't work, what I'm still using. So let's get into that. I have changed my desk a little bit. I mean, I still have the same desk, but I moved something off my desk, like desk shelf. And I'm so happy because it gets so much more light on my desk now. I didn't realize how much light that thing was taking away from my desk, like the shadow. I didn't realize until I took it off. And I got a new chair, which is like exciting because it's one that you can like cross your legs. It's a wide chair. I found it on the side of the road. One of our neighbors was getting rid of it. It's so comfortable. Super happy about that. But yeah, let's get into the notebooks. I'm gonna start off with the largest one, and I can't actually show too much of this, which might seem kind of silly, but this is a scrapbook that I'm keeping for my daughter that I'm still working in once a month, maybe twice a month. I put pictures in here, but I have some pictures from our girls' trip, and I have just like craft paper. I print out pictures with just my printer, but I'm actually going to start printing them from like Walmart instead of using my printer because the color's not great. And then I put them in sleeves, and yeah, this is my scrapbook. I'm not like this expert scrapbooker with adding tons of decorations and details. I keep it pretty basic, but it is still a lot of work. But I enjoy this, and I'm glad that she's gonna have all of this to look at one day. And I mean, I go back and look at it. So I have a scrapbook, and this is like just all her. I'm not super fond of this cover. I will eventually switch it out. It's like kind of peeling here, and this was just like a I used this when I was a teacher, so it's kind of beat up, but it just, you know, it works for now. Like, it's fine. I want to get the big ones out of the way. I'm using this PVC A5 binder for my reading journal. I still have pages in here from my weeks that I tried in here. I tried to do weeks in this book for a few months and stopped. And I just kept them in here because my reading journal doesn't actually take up that much in this binder. And I also work in this about just once a month. I have all the books that I've read. I need to add June. I need to add, July. I need to add July in here. So I have all the books printed out. I love seeing this. Now I'm going to reach more than 100 before the end of the year because we're only halfway, and I'm already at like 82 books, I think. So I'm going to add a section up here, and that's what I like about a binder, is that I can add or take away pages instead of like, if this were a bound book, that would really bother me. I would have to like, I guess I could tape in a flap, but I'm glad I can just like insert a page. So love this spread. I have my 26 books for 2026, which isn't going, it's going okay. I think I actually need to cross out the ones that I just decided that I'm not going to read. Like, I started them and DNF'd them, or no longer want to read anymore. Like Alchemized, I thought like, oh, I'm gonna read this book, everyone else is reading it, I'm gonna love it. And then kind of learning more about the book, I realized that I don't think that book's for me. And I don't even want to give it a chance. I don't think I'm gonna like it. But I still have plans to read some of these. I'm like, I'm going to read before the end of the year. So I refer back to this often. Books bought. I don't know if I'm going to continue with this spread though, because I just purchased quite a few books on a trip that I took, and I just don't know that I want to write them all out. I think I like this idea, but keeping up with it is a little daunting. This I want to do soon. I think I've wanted to do this every month, but we are halfway through the year, so I do want to do this. It's I have the alphabet here, and then you write a title for each letter of the alphabet to kind of like see if you could fill them out. So I just need to, like, next time I work in here, I need to be thinking of this spread. My series tracker, I think I'm all up to date on this. It's nice to see the series that I'm in. I'm in more series than this, but these are the ones I'm more serious about, like, continuing, and see myself continuing like soon. So I really like seeing this. And then my monthly favorites, I also have this spread in another journal, because I think I would like to I really like this. I like seeing each book that was my favorite each month, and I like seeing that in multiple books. I have a page for Summerween. I decided that I want to have more spreads in here that are just like maybe just photos that I took of my books that I really liked during this year. I want to create a spread for that, so that it's kind of like a scrapbook for my reading journey. But I love my Summerween spread. I have my TBR, the prompts, the books that I picked up from the library, and then some photos that I took for Summerween. And I reached 75 books out of my 100 books goal, so I printed that out. I was really happy about that. And then a spread for each month of the books that I read each month. So I'm keeping up with this. I'll just flip through these quickly. Kind of has that scrapbook feel. However, this month, oh my gosh. My printer wasn't working well, so my face is orange and pink, and then I printed these so large. So I have considered tearing this all up and redoing it, but I was just so over this page that I just left it. I might just leave it, but that's what I'm doing in this binder. I'm so glad that I've kept up with it throughout the year, and I'm going to continue. Sometimes I do get this itch to be in a bound book for my reading, like, tracker, my reading journal for the year, but I just really do like having this binder. I also work in this once a month or whenever something kind of big happens. This is a journal for my daughter. This is stuff that she, like, milestones. I write milestones down for her, like little letters, or each month I write what milestones that she met that month, or maybe if, like, we had our girls trip, so I wrote about that for her because it was her first, like, road trip with, like, just me, and, like, just all girls, and that was really fun. So this I keep up with because and I think this goes for scrapbooking too. If you leave it, if you don't work on it for a while, then you get so backed up that it becomes really overwhelming to go back and refill. And I think that's probably just the case for any journal, but this one is so important because this holds memories of, like, since she was born. And I just really want to keep up with this journal, and sometimes I get overwhelmed by this because I, like, picture myself reading this in, I don't know, 40 years. and I just, it's overwhelming to me. Like, I think this is so important that it can be intimidating to write in, but I do keep up with this, and it's just pen. So there's nothing really to, like, show. It's just ink. I decided not to put pictures in here to help not overwhelm me. Since I have her scrapbook, that is where the pictures go. Batsy wants to come in here, but then I open the door and she runs away. Let me see if she'll come in. She came in finally. So yeah, this one I am still working in, and I think it's a brilliant idea. I did not think of this. My mother-in-law gifted this to me and to my mom, and she also has one. So, and she has one for each of her grandchildren to write things down for them. And I think that's so sweet. And yeah, love this. This one I have not been as diligent keeping up with. Let me see. Yeah, I'm how many weeks? 2 weeks behind? 10 days. I'm about 2 weeks behind filling this. But this is my 1 line a day journal, and I have done better than I have keeping up with this the past 5 years because I've already filled one out. I'm not gonna get it. And I've been way more consistent this year, but I do sometimes not fill in a few weeks, and then I have to go back and fill them in. But I do have my Hobonichi weeks dupe a Kinbor weeks that I have all the information in here and I just transfer it, which isn't fun, but it helps. Because if I did not have this, there's no way I would remember everything we did each day for like weeks to fill in. Now in my weeks, I can show this page. I feel like I'm starting to figure out this book a little bit more. This has taken longer for me to kind of figure out how I like to place things. I like to have some stickers on the left to break up the text. I don't like seeing only text here, at least not right now. And then I choose a few pictures from that week to put here. And I decided that, or I discovered that I like matte pictures more than the shiny ones. I mean, sometimes I like the shiny ones, but I don't know, my printer, okay, I think my printer was working well here. But I do think I like the matte look more. It's just a little softer. And then I like to put pictures of the books that I read that week, so I can just remember like, oh yeah, I read these 3 during this week, so I don't have to read all of this. And then like this week, I found these 2 items on the side of the road. I have literally found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 furniture items in my neighborhood in the past month that I'm like so grateful for, that are in like great condition. Like I cannot believe my chair that I'm sitting on right now. Crazy. So I printed them out and put them in here so I could remember like this was such a cool week finding treasures. You might hear my husband. So that's how I work in this book. I also like to kind of break up the text or mark special dates with a black marker. And before the week starts, I put stickers. Batsy wants to join us. I put stickers to kind of break up the text before I start writing, and then the end of the week I put pictures on this side. Can I scooch it just a little bit, baby? There, right there, that's good. Still loving this. I think I only had a few weeks that I just really did not want to work in here, and I just gave myself grace. I was like, it's okay. If you are not inspired to work in this, it's fine. Because I know that I love this book, that I want to be in one next year, and I just love this. This is my like memory keeping book. The back of the book is where I wish I thought more of, like, I want to work in these pages more, and I just forget about them. But back here, I thought this could just be like a collection of 2026 of like tracking or pictures, a vision board that I never actually finished. But I have like a vision board, goals, monthly highlights, which I did actually update recently. This is where I also have my monthly favorites. It's nice to have like everything in one book for like the whole year. I definitely want to have this again next year. And I really love this page, the like stickers I chose for it. Man, my printer was working really well here. My printer's not working well right now, so I need to like print stuff for my journals, and I'm like dreading it because I know I need to work on my printer. A reflection page for 2025. I never filled this out. I just don't know if I'm going to. I have a section for pictures of my daughter from each month, and I just need to do this one. I have my growth tracker for YouTube. I only did January, and then recently was looking at this and I was like, you know what? I need to keep up with this because this would be really cool to see at the end of the year how much I've grown. So I filled out July, and I need to do the rest of the year. My postpartum weight tracker. This, I'm so glad this is in here. This is so like encouraging to see, and also going to be so interesting to see compared to like other pregnancies. And actually, this is something that I would like to have in a future journal that's going to be coming up really soon. Some of these spreads I want to have in a big book, and we'll talk about that in the next few weeks, but I'm so excited about it. I like this idea, but I don't know if I'm going to do it again. I have my books read. I think I just prefer to see all the covers than having them written out. I also really dislike that I used yellow pen, or like this yellowy golden pen. I don't like it. I really wish I just used black pen. I feel like anytime I try to use color pen, I go back to black. Like, I think color pens are cool for some things or for like underlining books, but right now I just am not feeling the color pens. And then here I decided to group them closer, and I hate it. I hate how this looks. So I don't know if I'm going to do this again next year. We'll see. I like don't even want to fill this out. The rest of these are blank, but I have gotten ideas from other journal YouTubers that how they've used the back pages that I really like. There's some really cool ideas to use these back pages that I just recently learned about, and I just don't know that I'm going to do that this year, but I'm getting ideas for next year. I'm already thinking of like next year's journals. I feel like probably a lot of people are. I know that like I think Hobonichi comes out with their like lineup in the next 2 months. Like, people start thinking about their journals for next year soon. So still loving this. Oh, and I am using the months. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I just need to fill out the last book that I read. I do like having this here. I'm using the months to write the books when I finished each book, and I do like that idea a lot. I think maybe I just put too many stickers on this page. I'm not super fond of this page. And actually, I'm not super fond of this one either, so I'm figuring out how I want to decorate these pages, but yeah, I am using the months. Okay. So that's my weeks, still keeping up with that. And this was like a goal for this year, was to stay consistent with my weeks book. It was like, I am going to do it even if I hate it, and I don't. So very glad about that. I do have a reading notebook. This is going to change very soon. I actually just made a journal to kind of, like, this is almost full. The idea for this was that this would be a notebook that I would take notes while I'm reading a book. I would take notes on the book. That became a little overwhelming. You know, I'm so busy that just having time to read can be like a lot. I'm like, okay, I can read right now. I don't want to think about reading and also taking notes. So then it became a place to write down like a synopsis of the book, my rating, my thoughts for when I work on my YouTube, my booktube channel. This helps me when I'm talking about the books to have this in front of me. I also just really like, looking back, I would reference this a lot. The past month, I don't think I used it very much at all. Let me see. Yeah, I didn't fill out some of the books, actually quite a few of them I didn't fill out. I also ended up just printing the synopses instead of writing them because I felt so stressed out about it. And then I started just using it for my wrap up, like the stats, which is very helpful, but I'm not gonna be in this is almost A6 size. It's like a little bit bigger for the second half of the month. But this was super helpful. I like this a lot. I really like the sticker. So no complaints about this. Like it did what it was supposed to do. I just fell off the past 2 months, I would say, because I just was so busy. And sometimes if I read like 8 books or even like 4 books and I don't update them, that's a lot to backfill when I would rather be spending time working in like more important journals, This is my Commonplace, which I love. I love looking at this, but I have not worked in this for a while. This is a place to write about art, history, science, mainly those 3 topics. But it can also be a place for inspiration, but I don't really want it to be used for that. I have a future book coming that I maybe would use that idea for. But I wrote about like artists, history, the Great Depression. I read like 2 books on the Great Depression or during that time period in the month of, I don't remember when I read that, in May. And I really wanted to learn more about that. So I wrote about very, very little. Plants, more inspiration. I actually just bought these shelves and I'm so excited. I need to put them up. And I'm just trying to decide, I'm actually glad I saw this, if I want them to be raw wood like this or if I want to stain them. I can't decide. I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to put them up raw, and then when we move, I can decide if I want to stain them or not, like, because I'm going to have to take them down. I was going to write about wildlife that I've seen here in Laredo. That's where I live. But didn't end up doing it. But I'm actually just fine seeing the pictures because this is wildlife that I've encountered, and I need to actually add a few because recently I have encountered some not so pleasant wildlife. I want to say friends, enemies that I've never seen before, and I need to add them to this little collection. I recently encountered a cow killer ant, which I did not know existed. It's a very large ant with a fuzzy red butt that has a wasp-like bite and doesn't actually kill cows, but I imagine that if that is its name, that the sting hurts a lot. Or bite. I think it's a bite, not a sting. So I do want to add that. I've also encountered scorpions recently, so that was fun. Oh, and a raccoon. I saw a raccoon the other day. I love this. That whole thing with Timothy Chalamet, that he was, speaking poorly about, it's been a while since I saw that video, theater and, was it maybe, no, opera and dance. I don't think he was talking about theater because that really would not make sense, even though it doesn't make sense what he said about the other performing arts. And She said, I hope I run into him one day. In 10 years, AI will be able to do Timothy's job, but it will not be able to replace a person on a stage dancing live. We shouldn't on other art forms. And it's so true. It's like so surprising that he's in performing arts and he would say these things about other performing arts. It made me upset. And that's because I'm not even this like huge theater, dance, opera person. I respect those arts, but I know people in my life that like love those things. And I could imagine they would be so much more upset. But for him to be in a performing art and to like say that about other performing arts is like, when he's such a well-known person, like, is so insane to me. And I agree with her, and I don't think it's going to be 10 years before AI takes over so many acting jobs. I bet it's closer to 5 because AI is so insane. I mean, there are commercials with AI people, and they're already taking over like background performing actors. It's so scary. But it's true. I think that those performing arts will probably be so much more respected when movies will be AI. So I had to put that in here just as like it marks the time that I like was in this journal, that like this happened during this time. So I also like that, like just like events that happened. There's another one in here of like an event that happened that's a little bit more serious than this one, a lot more serious than this one. And I did put that event in here. And I also have some inspiration from this YouTuber that I recently discovered and really enjoyed. Some inspiration for my daughter's birthday. I'm working on her stuff right now for her birthday, and it's so, like, I can't believe her birthday's next month. That's so insane to me. Some quotes from a book. So I guess this is a little bit more of a collection of different things than just art and science. But I was really curious about mold. Now that might seem kind of funny, but I found that like items in my fridge that I must not have thought they were in there long enough to grow mold, which I'm sorry, that might sound kind of gross, but they grew mold and I was like, why does this happen? I didn't understand. I mean, I know that like mold grows on stuff when it's like old, it breaks it down. But I also know that I knew that there were like different kinds of mold. Like there's mold that's like really dangerous, and then there's like, you know, the mold that grows and stuff in the fridge, which is also not great. Like you need to throw it away, but there's mold that's like way more toxic. So I wanted to look that up, and black mold is the mold that is more dangerous than mold that may like grow on bread, like in your fridge or on your counter. This tends to grow more on like wood, drywall, in a home where there's lots of moisture, and that can cause neurological, I think I'm saying that right, problems. It can cause hallucinations. It can be bad for your respiratory system. I'm glad I learned this, and there's probably so much more to learn about mold, but I just wanted to understand it a little bit better. And then I stopped because I just have not wanted to spend my time working on this. And I haven't had as many subjects that I've been interested in writing about. But this is a book that, this might last me until the end of the year. Or I don't know, maybe into next year too. It's not one that I had a goal to like finish really fast. I think at the beginning I was kind of thinking, oh, if I finish this fast, then I can have another one and have like a collection of them, which is still true, but I'm not working in this as much as I thought I was going to, but it's here when I want it. All right, let's move on to my like everyday journals. I started the year in an A6 sequence, this brick of a book. And I really love this journal. Like, I like this company. This is not the first journal that I've had from them, but I did not realize how many pages came in this book. Like, I knew it when I bought it, but when it came, I was like, oh, that's a lot of pages. And I think sometimes I do like the idea of like having a whole year in one book, but since I stick so much stuff in my books, they get so thick, which is also like nice. Like, I like how like fluffy and thick this is, but this is 5 months. Imagine a year. It'd be like this thick. So I enjoyed being in here for quite a few months. I like sticking pictures of movies that I've watched, some like junk food that I like, just decorative stickers too. I was really enjoying at one point finding these decorative stickers, and I did glue them down with stick glue, and I think that's where a lot of the bulk came from. Chocolate, wrappers, pictures, receipts, but these are actually printed receipts because I did not want to lose, I didn't want them to fade. I try to print my receipts whenever I can. Oh, I love this book. I haven't flipped through this in a while. I haven't flipped back to these pages in a while. Coffee, packaging. This movie was so good. I want to rewatch this movie. I thought it was so funny and gross. These date stickers that I used for a long time also added quite a bit of bulk because they were always added at the same corner. So I am kind of glad that I'm not using them in my current journal. I love seeing this. My husband and I had maybe a month and a half where we just wanted so much chocolate, and we were trying out different chocolate bars, and it's actually very good that that stopped, but we were very much into chocolate for a while. So yeah, I was in this, and towards the end of this book, really wanted a different size, a different amount of pages. I didn't want to be in a book for this long a period of time. It just felt too big. But I love this book, and I could see myself buying another sequence, but finished that. And this is my like everyday journal. I write in this daily, and it's not something that like I have to fill out like my weeks. I'm like, I have to go in there and fill out. But I like want to sometimes just unwind and write down, even if it's like I'm drinking my coffee, it is so good. I'll write that in here. Oh, I have this little book that was just let's see. This little book was a continuation of this journal that I took on a little trip, and there are just some pictures in here, but I really like the cover of this. So a little insert that just goes in here. Then for June, I was in this journal, which I already flipped through, but this was more of a artsy journal that I used color pencils, markers, paint. I guess I needed an outlet for my creative. I needed a creative outlet, I guess, and that's why I was so colorful in this journal. This was really fun, but this did become kind of a little much after a while. I wanted each spread to look really beautiful, and I felt pressured to make each spread look really beautiful. So I do love this though. This is really, really fun to look back at, but I did spill coffee on it, and that's, and it fell apart, so that's unfortunate. I'm losing the sunlight. For my current journal, I am currently in a TN insert from Gallon Leather from Turkey. This is a handmade insert, and I am so happy in this. This is like, it's so perfect. I thought that I wanted to be in pocket for the rest of the year because I wanted to carry it in my pocket. like I used to when I was a teacher and I just had my journal with me all the time. And I realized that I did not carry this around the house at all. And I think just with like being with my daughter, she wants everything that I have. And if I were to have this in my pocket, she would just want it. I also wouldn't really be able to take this out of my pocket and like write in it if I were like sitting with her, because she would want it. So I didn't really realize that that was not practical for this time. And this size is so nice because I have written so much more in this journal. Like I have space to write, and I didn't realize that until I came out of this size, that I think this was preventing me from writing. I don't know, or maybe I just need to write so much more this month, but I love this. So, okay, I made this cover. This is just a craft cover that I glued. I had so much fun making this. I thought I can buy one, but I knew I could make it. I have craft paper and I knew glue would hold it, so I made one. It has a pocket and a little cutout here, just like the not Hobonichi, Traveler's Notebook one. And it's sturdy. I think it's gonna last a long time. In this front pocket, I have just some things that are really important to me. And I want to actually add more in here, but I have this pet and cabin slip from when I moved to Turkey. This was Batsy's like tag that I had to keep on her carrier. And I just love it. It's like, she was such a good traveling companion, and I just love seeing it here. I like that this kind of like Traveler's Notebook, you can like decorate the inside with like things like ephemera, and I feel like I have not had that in a journal ever. Like I put stickers in here, but like the front of the book, you can like change the stuff out, which I'm having fun with and will continue to have fun with, like as the seasons change, as the months change. I have this little business card from a place in Turkey where we got our Turkish rug, and I love it. I will keep this forever. We had fun in that store. They were so nice, and it was really important to us that before we moved, we bought a Turkish rug, and we love our rug that we got from this store. And it was a place that like other people that work there his coworkers recommended, so I just like seeing it there. It makes me happy. That's kind of the point of like the front page, just things that make me happy. This I love. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this in here forever, but this is notes. These are notes from my pregnancy when I did my pregnancy video of like my pregnancy so far. And I didn't know that when I filmed that, I had my daughter like a week later. I didn't get to edit it and post it before I had her. And I talked about my first trimester, my second trimester, my symptoms, the foods I craved, my emotions. And I had so much fun with this video. And I found these pages the other day and I was like, oh, I want to keep these forever, because pregnancy was it's so interesting because it's something I've never experienced before. I didn't know what to expect because everyone's so different. And my next pregnancy will probably be super different to this one. And I like having, like seeing the differences. Like I wrote how many times I threw up, and I know that that's gross, but it is a part of this amazing experience. Amazing and tiring and so many things. I have this section is not like super important to me. I have the this came with this journal, and it's just about the evil eye charm. So I stuck it in there, and then I have this painting that I love that I've recreated, and I needed to put something here, so I just put that in there. But I could see this changing very, very soon for next month. In these pockets, I put these labels that I found on Pinterest and cut out. I found a bunch of them. This was so much fun to find these. Now I haven't really used these yet, but I want to. I just need to kind of figure out how I want to use them. And I just stuck them in here. These pockets are perfect for this. This clear folder thing is from Traveler's Notebook Company, but I've had this for like 10 years. It has discolored, and I've tried everything to fix the discoloration. I've tried bleaching it, which I don't know if I should have really done because it's going to be around journals that might be harmful to the journals, but I washed it so well. I use hydrogen peroxide. I tried everything. It's still discolored, but it is a little bit better. And I don't think you can super tell, so I'm just going to leave it. In the back, I have some more labels. I have some like washi tape that I made. And then these that I'll show when I do a flip through, these are text covers. If I write something that I don't necessarily want to show, I will put this over it. And I didn't think about this. These are rugs. And I kind of thought about it afterward. I was like, it's kind of like brushing something under the rug. It's a way to decorate the page so I still like how the page looks instead of like crossing out everything I wrote. Because sometimes you just need to write something out, but you don't necessarily want to see it, if that makes sense. Or you just don't want other people to see it. It's personal. I have some newspaper clippings that I cut these out when I worked at the museum. I think we were doing like a collage week and I just cut some out. And then I have this extra paper that goes behind the paper that I'm writing on. Keep that back there. And then I have stickers that I've cut out. Now, I cut out so many that are all animals. I realized that after cutting them all out, I was like, I don't have many plants. That's why I cut these two out. Or any other subject. So recently I cut out some, but they're actually a little too big, that are a different subject, but most of these are animals because I just love animals. I don't really like stickers of people or food, and I feel like those are really popular kinds of stickers. So I have them here. I'm not using them as much as I thought I was going to use them, but I occasionally use them, and finding stickers to print out is so much fun. It's a relaxing thing for me to do. It's like a way I decompress. I go on Pinterest and I look for stickers. It's kind of like online shopping, but free. I love that this pouch still like works. I thought I might have ruined that. And it's also this thing, like I said, it's 10 years old, so it's really old. Then I have the insert, which is getting so nice and fluffy. I love this insert. My sister bought this for me. I like to try out the size to see if I like it, and I love it, like I said. I already did a setup of this, but I did add, did I talk about that? I added a YouTube channel spread for me, and I actually love this. This is actually working really well for me. I've tried having a work notebook, but I think since it was not in my daily journal, I never looked at it. And I've tried several times. I'm not a very good planner journal kind of person, but having it in here, I have a tab for it, and seeing how I want to divide out my month, videos I've filmed, videos I need to film, this works so well, and I'm going to continue this in my next journal. I'll just show a few pages because I actually do need to get going, but I am enjoying being in here so much. I will do a flip through of this journal at the beginning of August. I'm so happy in here, and I will be in another TN size for August. I've already purchased it. It is on its way. I cannot wait. It is a different notebook. It's not the same brand. I did get the Traveler's Notebook Company insert, but I would repurchase this brand again. This is today. I have not written a lot today. I've actually been so sleepy today, but like I just haven't really thought to write very much, but I'm enjoying being in here so much. I do use some stickers. I've created fun spreads. I'm really enjoying this Muji 0.38 black pen. I'm almost out. I'm so sad. So this is my current journal and the size I will be in next month. Next week, I'm going to do a setup of my August insert, and then I think the video after that will be a full flip through of this one. But I'm really enjoying Traveler's Notebook. Maybe eventually I'll have a leather cover, but for now this works. I made it sturdy enough to hold a notebook just to kind of protect it a little bit. After my coffee spill in June, I feel a little bit more protective of this one. I put a picture of the scenery in our apartment in Turkey the morning that my nephew was born. That is this picture. I love it. Oh, and I did add a pen loop that I've kind of transferred from journal to journal. This is just like a super cheap one from Shein that I use. I put my pen in here all the time. I love my little DIY Traveler's Notebook cover. Now it's obviously gonna get dirty and it's not very protective, like not the most protective cover. And what it's missing is a strap to go around it, but it works for now and I love it. So I don't like this page actually though. So those, I don't think I missed one. Those are my journals. I'm gonna just leave the bigger ones. I've already put them away. So that's my mid-year update. I hope you enjoyed. I'm so looking forward to my August insert, my birthday month insert. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.